To the Patriot Hour. It's Friday, March 15th, 2019. We got some new QAnon, Q clearance, breadcrumbs, updates, drops that happened early this morning and late last night. And some other ones maybe I didn't get back to in the mid-evening. So we're going to go over a few. We got quite a few to get over. We're going to get over them. We're going to go through them together. Make sure you're subscribed, folks. Hit that bell. Toggle the switch. That way you get all the alerts when we put out a video, and you can stay up to date, collecting all the crumbs, going through everything, connecting your own dots, always trusting your own collective thoughts with looking at lots of facts. Also, you're going to look at lots of garbage. Sometimes you're going to have to be able to use your discernment, but this whole narrative is pushing to exactly what we've known for a long time. We've gone through the pain and sweat of waiting it out, the attacks, and now it's finally starting to be this opposite narrative of what we've been seeing. The true crimes, the guilty ones, the evil ones. All right, this is about good versus evil. Never forget that. All right, again, let's jump right in here and start looking at these Q drops. All right. I think right here, 3069. $30.69. Clear browser history and cookies to read the New York Times article. Yeah, somebody kind of. I wish #Q would stop posting New York Times articles. 1, we can't read them unless we pay. 2, it gives them relevancy in the midst of all the lies. Clear history / cookies to bypass all paywalls. Read for free. So what that typically means is if you go to these any websites you visit, and you'll be able to read the article maybe the first or second or third time. Sometimes you get it'll tell you, I think the New York Times, or some of them are, you got 3 remaining or 2 remaining, 1 remaining, 0 remaining. And then every time you get there, you could read like a line or 2, and then you'll get the pop-up of log in. And even if you go through all that and log in, create an account, then it wants you to pay 99 cents or a couple bucks for the month, $10. And you can bypass that by always clearing your history, which you should practice anyway, your history, your browser, your cache, and then you can kind of retake advantage of that. 3 free articles. All right. So paywalls, how to avoid them at all cost. Your life depends on it. All right. 3070, 2 references to the 1995 flick Hackers. I've seen the movie many a times. Hack the Planet, Hack the Gibson. Good movie. Zero Cool. That was a handler, the online protocol name for the one main guy. 3071, a summary of Democratic Party's actions to steal the 2020 elections. This came at 4:49 p.m. yesterday evening to summarize this week regarding Democrats, in the brackets, D's prep to steal the 2020 elections. Arrow in here to attack Fox News to control the opposition narrative. 3 arrows into 6 companies control 90% of the mainstream. COs, 6 COs. Vote to allow illegal immigrants to right to vote in elections. Push talking points regarding voter age should be decreased from 18 to 16. No wall, open borders, all welcome, more D votes. Deny proper counting U.S. Census, avoid public knowledge, real illegal, pop to avoid voter fraud, percent risk to elections. Welcome to the D Party. Yes, they're pushing for illegal immigrants to be able to vote and that the voter age should be dropped to 16. They know that by the free college offerings, every 16-year-old would always vote for the free stuff because minds aren't really, I'm not saying all, but most I just don't agree with. All right, I mean, you got to be 18 for everything, 21 for more things. So, interesting. You guys can kind of go through that. Again, we got all those. He put disregard the spelling error. I'm on the move. That was 3072 at 4:50 minutes later. 3073, Facebook claims outage due to server configuration. Seeking Alpha, Facebook says outage caused by server change, now resolved. Server config change. I bet. 3074, very sad to see Germany pulling the strings on the UK. Democracy must and should always prevail. Germany pulling the strings on the UK. Just a notate on this. That's the narrative. I'm sure it was configured to change. They were scrubbed, and certain algorithms or ways they did things are now been changed. They were breaking law. 3075. Stand strong, patriots. The United States is with you. Q+. The United States is with European patriots. 3076, this is about to break wide open, and many of these players are about to see a day of reckoning. This is about to break wide open, and many of these players are about to see a day of reckoning. All right, let me pull this up the proper way so you guys can hear it.
Collusion. But then I'm also hearing, well, there's no evidence of any collusion. But then I'm also hearing, well, what's the IG going to come out about FISA abuse? What is John Huber doing? Does anybody even know?
You know, I think there's a new sheriff in town with the new Attorney General, Bill Barr, and I think a lot of things are changing internally in the Justice Department. We can't see them, but Andrew Weissman's departure today is an example of the overturn and change that we're going to see in the next few months. I think the single most important thing that will happen, as soon as Bob Mueller's report comes in, as soon as the president is no longer in legal jeopardy, it's incumbent upon the president to declassify those documents. Yes. Let us see the FBI's true activity for what it is, not for what it was made to look like for a 2-year mirage.
Testimony saying no, it was the DOJ. And Lisa Page said, yep, they told us to stand down on Hillary Clinton.
Will Congress, I would got to believe that the Attorney General now, Lynch, we've got to see her emails. We've got to see her correspondence. We've got now that it's pointing in that direction. And I also think we have a legitimate question. What did President Obama know? When did he know it? Jim.
No, I agree, Sean. Never forget the code names they gave him. The Clinton investigation was called the mid-year exam. The Trump-Russia investigation was called Crossfire Hurricane. That shows you the bias that existed right from the get-go.
All right. Do you all agree with this statement? You can shake your heads. This is about to break wide open, and many of these players are about to see a day of reckoning. Yes or no? Shake your head.
Yes.
Yes. I hope so, too.
My sources are telling me the same. All right, stay tuned.
My sources are telling me the same. There you go. I agree. Yes, it's about to break wide open. This is about to break wide open, and many of these players are about to see a day of reckoning. Unbelievable, but believable. 3077, be vigilant for news cycles changing false flag attack in U.S., UK, France, or Italy. Be vigilant at all times. U.S., UK, FRIT. See something, say something. Narrative change needed. Fake news attempting to rebrand harmful testimony and instead provide misleading info to the readers. Example, Washington Post, National Security. And a newly released transcript, former, you're almost out of free articles. See that? Because I have just cleaned. A newly released transcript, former FBI lawyer fires back on charges that anti-Trump bias affected Trump and Clinton probes. Lisa Page right there. Lisa Page, a former FBI lawyer, arrives on Capitol Hill on July 16th of 2018 to speak before the House Judiciary and Oversight Committees. That was in secrecy, and we're just now getting that released. Former FBI Lisa Page defended herself and the Bureau last year against the accusations that bias against Donald Trump affected federal investigations of the Trump campaign's suspected Russia ties and of Hillary Clinton's emails. According to the transcript released Tuesday by top Republican on the House of the Judiciary, Page, who came to the prominence over an anti-Trump text she exchanged with former FBI counterintelligence official Peter Strzok while both were assigned to the Clinton and Trump investigations, stressed that senior Bureau officials were also expressing anti-Trump animus, but that neither affected how agents working in those cases carried out their jobs. Many of us in law enforcement dislike the subject of our investigations. We are not keen on pedophiles and fraudsters and spies and human traffickers, Page said. That is fine. We would be irrepressible is it to take the harsh language and act in some way it was illegal against the rules, and we don't do it. A representative for Page did not immediately respond to the request for comment. Page's transcript is the second release of the past week due to Bruce Orrs, and we can expect to see a whole slew of them after the Mueller probe. So, Page, you worked for, okay, we know this story, folks, and we just saw they're trying to cover up, like, their order there. They're not coming out with the little statement that they were ordered from the DOJ. That article just kind of take the testimony and show another angle of it. All right, they're just twisting their narrative to fit their narrative, twisting a part of the story that works for them. So that's what Q's pointing out there from the Washington Post example. You just got to be made aware of that. We say read everything, but there you go. 49 killed in coordinated terrorist attack shooting at 2 mosques in New Zealand. 3 suspects in custody. Not big enough to pull headlines and news away. Think days. 3078, right? That came at 10:52. So that wasn't big enough for some of the news to jump on. Unbelievable. Not anymore. 3079, the DOJ reached an agreement with Clinton lawyers to block FBI access to the Clinton Foundation emails. Again, DOJ reached an agreement with the Clinton lawyers to block FBI access to the Clinton Foundation emails. This is another huge thing. The Justice Department negotiated an agreement with Hillary Clinton's legal team. It's just awesome how the Justice Department decided to negotiate and come to an agreement with Hillary Clinton and her legal team. Did they come to an agreement with Trump and his legal team? No, they kicked the doors in and took everything. Here they claim that, it'd be real hard to get her servers. So they negotiated an agreement with the Hillary Clinton legal team that ensured that the FBI did not have access to the emails on her private servers relating to the Clinton Foundation. Former FBI agent Peter Strzok testified during a closed-door appearance before the House Judiciary Committee last summer, according to a newly released transcript. Republicans late last year renewed their efforts to probe the Clinton Foundation after tax documents showed a plunge in its incoming donations after Clinton's 2016 presidential election. The numbers fueled long-standing allegations of possible play-to-play transactions at the organization amid of the Justice Department probe covering foundation issues. Under questioning from Judiciary Committee General Counsel Zachary Sommers, Strzok acknowledged that Clinton's private personal email servers contained a mixture of emails related to the Clinton Foundation, her work as Secretary of State, and other matters. Were you given access to the Clinton Foundation related emails as part of your investigation? Summers asked. We were not. We did not have access, Strzok responded. My recollection is that the access to those emails were based on consent that was negotiated between Department of Justice attorneys and counsel for Clinton. Although the FBI eventually took possession of the servers, Strzok continued the possession was based upon the negotiation of the Department of Justice attorneys for consent. A significant filter team was employed at the FBI, Strzok said, to work through the various terms of various consent agreements. Limitations imposed on agents. Searches include date ranges and names of domains and people, Strzok said, among other categories. The agreement was reached, Strzok said, because according to the attorneys, we lacked probable cause to get search warrant for those servers, and projected that either it would take a very long time and or it would be impossible to get to the point where we could obtain probable cause to get a warrant. Strzok did not elaborate on whether prosecutors made any efforts to secure a search warrant, which could have delineated precisely what agents could and could not search. But Strzok later said that the agents had access to the entire universe of information on the servers when using search terms to probe their contents. He also told Summers that we had it voluntarily, although it was unclear if it meant all emails on the servers, including ones related to the Clinton Foundation. Former Utah Representative Jason Chavez, who chaired the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee up until 2017 and is now a Fox News contributor, said the arrangement signaled that the agents wanted willful blindness. They had no interest in pursuing the truth, Jason Chavez said. What's bizarre about this is that another situation, there's no possible way that would allow the FBI potential perpetrator to self-select what the FBI gets to see. There you go. When they have somebody, they don't let them, well, all right, you're charging me with murder, well, I'll let you look under my bed in my house, but nowhere else. Don't look in the freezer. All right, so Chavez said, noting that the FBI was aware that the servers contained classified information in unclassified settings. The FBI should be one to sort through those emails, not the Clinton attorneys. The DOJ's goal, Chavez said, was to make sure they hear no evil, see no evil. That they had no interest in pursuing the truth. Chavez added that the DOJ's behavior, including its awarded of immunity to almost all top Clinton aides early on in the investigation, signaled a clear double standard. They didn't go make a deal with anyone in Trump's orbit. They seized it. They used guns and agents and just went in there and took it. The Clinton Foundation isn't supposed to be communicating with the State Department anyway. Chavez continued on, the foundation, with her name on it, is not supposed to be communicating with the senior officials at the State Department. The Clinton Foundation did not respond to Fox News' request for comment. Republican-led concerns that the DOJ under the Obama administration was too cozy with the Clinton team during the 2016 presidential campaign have grown louder in recent days. Earlier this week, Fox News exclusively reviewed an internal chart prepared by federal investigators working on so-called mid-year exam, the probe into the Clinton emails. The chart contained the words, note, DOJ not willing to charge this, next to a key statute on mishandling of classified information. The notation appeared to contradict former FBI Director James Comey repeated claims that his team made its decision that Clinton should not face criminal charges independently. But Strzok in his closed-door interview denied that the DOJ exercised undue influence over the FBI and insisted that the lawyers at the DOJ were involved in advisory capacity working with these agents. So Fox News also confirmed the chart served as a critical tip that provided the basis for Texas Republican John Ratcliffe's explosive questioning of former FBI Lisa Page last year, in which Page agreed with Ratcliffe's characterization that the DOJ had told the FBI that you're not going to charge gross negligence. So a transcript of Page's remarks was published Tuesday as part of a major document release by ranking Republican on the House Judiciary. Separately, in the closed-door session, Strzok defended his affair with Page, repeatedly denying that the relationship presented a security risk when challenged by GOP aides. This article's almost over here, these last couple of paragraphs. Strzok, who was fired from the Bureau after months of scrutiny regarding anti-Trump text messages between him and Page, confirmed he was involved in an extramarital affair when asked about it during his interview before the committee on June 27, 2018. But Strzok was also asked by Art Baker, the GOP investigative counsel for committee, whether that affair had made him vulnerable to potential recruitment by hostile intelligence services. Yeah, I don't think I would characterize it that way, Strzok said. I think it is not so much any particular action as it is the way that the action might be used to coerce or otherwise get somebody to do something. I can tell you that in no way would that extramarital affair have any power in coercing me to do anything other than obeying the law and doing honest, competent investigations. Well, sometimes they don't let people into these positions if you have bad credit. If you're bankrupt at any point because you can't manage money, you are naturally, out to get a quick dollar. Things like that can show that you're slick. If you're married, you're deceiving somebody most of the time. So you have those kind of natural. I'm used to deceiving on a daily basis. I've been having this extramarital affair for 2 years. My current wife doesn't know it. There's all kinds of, again, that's just how these agencies sometimes work and have worked in the past. Again, if you're high enough up and doing the right things, I guess it doesn't matter. And that's what's getting exposed. All right, let's see if we got... There's my water. Get a little drink here. See if we got any new updates. Anything new? 3079. 3079 is the last one. It came early this morning on the 15th at 12:28 a.m. We'll go to the proofs and memes. I know there was a new. This is about to break wide open, and many of these players are about to see a day of reckoning. No one would know we wiretapped Trump if you would have just won the election that was completely rigged for you. That's hilarious. All right, we're going to shut this one down. We're at the 20-minute mark. Again, I'm Mike. This is a Patriot Hour. God bless each and every one of you. Have a great Friday into your morning, into your afternoon. We'll see you back here at some point later on today for the next Patriot Hour update video. Make sure you're subscribed, like, share, comment, share across all social media platforms while you can. We appreciate it. The email is down below in the description box. The links to donate to the channel are down there, and we appreciate it. And typically in the articles or the qmap.pub is available down there for you too, so you can dig in a little deeper. Again, do all your own research. Don't believe anything that anyone says until you yourself can verify it in your own right. And only you know what works best for you. Nobody else. All right. Again, I'm Mike. We'll see you back here on the next Patriot Hour. Have a great afternoon.